My 32 female boyfriend Mark, 34 male, is close with his childhood friend Jason, 34 male. They're basically inseparable, they work together, hang out all the time, and Mark always calls Jason his second half. A few months ago, Jason lost his fiancée to a sudden illness. He's been grieving hard, and Mark has been doing a lot to support him. Mark and I planned a weekend getaway to a cabin. I booked a cozy place for two. On the day of the trip, Mark showed up with Jason without telling me ahead of time. He said Jason needed a break and he didn't want to leave him behind. I was caught off guard, but I didn't say much, just tried to go along with it. Jason couldn't afford a separate room and Mark said we'd all just share the cabin. I was uncomfortable but agreed. That night, after we got back from dinner, I went to lie down in bed. A few minutes later, Mark told me I had to sleep on the couch because Jason needed the bed. He said it wouldn't be right for Jason to sleep alone on the couch since he's a visitor and he didn't want me sharing the bed with Jason while he slept elsewhere. I asked if he was serious and he said yes, that I should understand what Jason was going through. I was upset I hadn't agreed to this setup and felt completely disrespected. I quietly packed my things and left. Mark was mad and said I was selfish and ruined everything. Jason didn't say much, just looked annoyed. Now Mark's not speaking to me and says I embarrassed him and was heartless toward his grieving friend. I feel bad Jason's going through a hard time, but I also feel like I was treated as an afterthought. Am I the idiot for going home? Not the idiot. Mark is selfish to turn up with a third wheel without discussing it, and really? His friend needs the bed. Also, who paid for the vacation? You should demand your money back. Was the friend expected to pay his share, or did he just get a free, comfortable vacation after kicking you out of your bed? OP is the third wheel in the relationship. She needs to break up with him. Helping a friend is one thing. Kicking your partner out of bed so you can sleep in bed with your grieving friend? Heck no. That's more than friendship. Tell your hopefully soon-to-be ex that he's welcome to share his bed with Jason from here on out because you're done. And if he calls you selfish, childish, or overreacting, you can fire back that he has no idea what helping a friend actually means or being in a relationship, but that you thank him for showing you who he is so you're not wasting more time with him. Let's get this straight. You book a cabin for a romantic weekend, boyfriend brings his boyfriend and kicks you out of the bed and Jason makes no attempt to say, "No, let me take the couch." Sister, how are they supposed to surrender to the gaycation while you're there? Surprised Mark isn't building Jason an art room to support him in his time of need. Not the idiot, but honey, they are the couple. You are the side chick. Break up and find a guy without a boyfriend. My husband, 40 male, and I, 37 female, live in a home that is titled in his name only. We live and were married in Texas. His parents graciously loaned us interest-free money to pay off the mortgage and avoid paying additional interest. We've both been contributing $500 each per month to pay them back. For a while now, I've been giving him money monthly to help pay the mortgage and parents, as I thought we were both contributing to our shared home and financial future. Well, I just found out the house has been completely paid off for a few months now, possibly before we were married. He paid it off without telling me and has continued to collect mortgage payments from me every month as if it was still active. We've been married for 7 months. We're supposed to be a team. But he's kept a major financial decision from me and led me to believe I was paying down a debt that didn't even exist. Am I overreacting for pausing future payments? Has anyone dealt with something like this before? Should I find out when he paid his parents off? It could have been before we were married. It's not about the money, it's about doing right by me, him, and the marriage. Would love your thoughts or any advice on how to move forward. Any questions, leave in the comments. Edit, I freaked out when he bought an ATV while I thought his parents were still owed the money. I'm the kind of person that if I owe you money, I'm eating ramen until it's paid off. I haven't been spending any money on myself other than my garden, and I really feel guilty spending the money on dirt and plants. I've been spending the last few months feeling guilty every time I get a candy bar. I do not like feeling like I owe people money that have been very good to me. It doesn't sit right with me. So yeah, I freaked out when he bought an ATV. It finally came out. In addition to paying half of the mortgage for the last 4 years, I also pay half of the property taxes, half of all major and minor expenses, our water well broke and insurance required tree to be cut down and porch rebuilt, dates, food. I also pay 100% of the following: home insurance, internet, trash, TV subscriptions and general small household expenses, paper towels, toilet paper, soaps, bed sheets, cleaners, batteries, etc. I've also paid for a new exterior door, Ours had a freaking rust hole that a raccoon could squeeze through, new deep freezer and toilets. This is an almost 100-year-old home. Toilets were a splurge, but I had a problem with crapping in a toilet that was already brown from hard water stains. He makes about $20,000 more than me. He brought up prenuptials about 6 weeks before the wedding, but truly I didn't feel comfortable signing anything that close to a wedding date while planning a wedding alone. I was stressed. I agreed to sign post-nuptials at a later date. Not the idiot. So he's charging you rent essentially. You need to have a come-to-Jesus moment with your husband about your finances, because at this moment, the house is probably considered a premarital asset and you have no claim to it, other than perhaps the appreciated value from the time you were married. A lot of that depends on the laws in Texas. You do realize he set this up so that you will not benefit financially if the marriage comes to an end. Good luck, girl, you're gonna need it. I wouldn't just stop paying, I'd start packing. But if you aren't going to do that, start putting that mortgage payment and a bunch of the rest of the stuff you've been paying half of while he lied to you and stole from you into a savings account for when you do feel ready to leave him. You'll need it for a place to live, because you aren't getting any of this house. I swear this exact thing happened to my aunt. She was paying mortgage to her husband for 7 years and found out he paid it off year 2 and never told her. She dipped and got a whole new life because it turned out that it was just the tip of the iceberg. Like if someone can lie about the roof over your head and money you all owe to their own parents, I don't know what they won't lie about for real. I, 26 female, and my friend from college, 26 female, both moved into the same apartment building. She lives on the floor above mine. One weekend she put me along with a bunch of our mutual friends in a group chat because she wanted to have a barbecue on our roof. She has hosted many before, but this would be the first one I ever attended. Because I don't eat red meat, I didn't eat anything that was cooked on the grill and only brought chips, a bottle and paper plates. When the day was over, the group of us went downstairs to watch a reality show. My friend who lives in my building and the girl who owns the grill discussed that they would leave the grill to cool off. Once the reality show was over, I went back to my apartment and went to sleep. The next day, everyone in my building receives an email saying that there was a fire on the roof last night because someone dumped coals in the trash can on the roof and they relit due to the wind. I took a screenshot of the email and sent it to my friend, who then put it in the group chat of everyone. She and our other friend who owned the grill told us that they decided to take the grill home the same day because they didn't want to have to come back and get it the next day. So the girl in my building gave the grill owner her keys to go get the grill on the roof, and the grill owner decided that it would be the best thing to just toss the coals into the trash can on the roof. Our building requires multiple key taps to get on and off the roof, and they also have cameras. So they immediately told my friend in my building she was responsible since it was her guest using her keys. A week later, my friend came to me and asked me to put it on my insurance since she nor the grill owner had renter's insurance. I spoke with a few lawyers and my old insurance agent, and they all said that this would be fraud. So I told my friend I didn't feel comfortable doing so. Another week goes by and she asked me again because she believed that she would have to go bankrupt over the situation. She did not. I again said no because I didn't feel comfortable and reiterated that I was told that this would be fraud. From then, she started to run a smear campaign, saying that I was the bad friend and all of our friend group stopped talking to me because they said that I should have at least tried to put it on my insurance. They now all want me to apologize to all of them and work for their friendship again, since they believe that I was in the wrong, but I feel like I didn't do anything wrong. Not the idiot. Does this friend really want you to commit a criminal act to save her skin? Being found guilty of insurance fraud is a big freaking deal. On top of that, it would be dumb because the insurance company is definitely going to do basic due diligence to determine your role in the incident and would most likely find it was not your key nor you involved in the act that started the fire. So it would be a lose-lose. This has told you everything you need to know about your friend. Her behavior is disgusting. Lastly, this was important for them all to learn, from a fire safety standpoint and also from a personal responsibility and liability standpoint. Your friend now knows to operate a little more carefully with whom she provides her keys to. Yeah, the insurance company will find out very quickly that OP actually had nothing to do with it, and therefore it's fraud. The building will cooperate likely and show the camera footage and key logs with the insurance company, and then the friend will still be on the hook, but now OP will be dropped from their own insurance, best case, if not actually arrested. Not the idiot, duh, she's a crap friend. When people mess up, they need to take accountability. Besides, apartment complex already decided who was liable. Her. Damn, you need better friends. I, 29 female, and my boyfriend, 28, went to his cousin's, 33 female, wedding last week. We've only been dating for about 9 months, and this was the first time I'd be meeting any of his family outside of his parents and siblings. I really wanted to make sure I was following wedding etiquette, so I made sure to pick a dress that fit the cocktail dress code, was not too flashy or attention-grabbing, and in no way would be misconstrued as white in any lighting. I ended up by picking a simple pink dress, and I even asked my boyfriend's sister, 30 female, who was a bridesmaid, what she thought, and she said it was a good choice. The wedding was an outdoor garden-type venue, and at first everything seemed fine. I met my boyfriend's other cousins and his aunt and uncle before the ceremony, and they were all super sweet, and I felt like we got along well. At the reception, I met the bride, Andrea. It was immediately awkward. She kind of looked me up and down and was very cold and formal to me before ending the conversation quickly. I tried to just attribute it to wedding jitters and didn't worry too much about it. But after Andrea left, I noticed that none of my boyfriend's family was coming up to us or interacting with us much. Again, I wrote it off as I figured it was just a big wedding with a lot of people for them to greet and mingle. When we got back, I noticed my boyfriend's phone blowing up with messages from his family group chat. I asked him about it, and he admitted that his cousin is freaking out because the purse I brought to the wedding was off-white. This is the £300 Coach purse. Basically, his cousin thinks that I did that on purpose to be attention-seeking and thinks I shouldn't be allowed to attend any more family events, including a big family reunion planned for next month. My boyfriend, as well as his parents and sister, think she's being dramatic. I feel really bad, but I don't know what to think. I've brought this bag to other weddings and formal events, and it's never been an issue. I just thought it looked good with my dress. I've never heard that white accessories aren't acceptable. I spent so much time picking the dress, but I didn't even think about the purse or shoes. They were nude shoes, for your information. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. No off-white handbags isn't a thing. In fact, it's so very much not a thing that I'm more inclined to wonder if this picky BS and accusation of attention-seeking is a cover for another, less socially acceptable to admit reason why she may have felt frosty toward you, such as that maybe she thinks you're prettier than she is, or maybe she sees Coach-branded stuff as showing off money. Doubt it. Coach isn't expensive. Those bags just don't have a reputation for being carried by the super wealthy and elite. Also, not throwing shade at OP's bag. Totally cute and completely appropriate. Bride & Co are being ridiculous and should be paid no attention. It's nearly 300 stupid pounds for a little tiny handbag? That's not expensive? You and I must live in very different worlds. Where in this post did it say that the bride's family were rich people? Why would you think just because it's middle class expensive, that means nobody could possibly think it's expensive or that she's showing off? Maybe the bride's family are middle or lower class. It sounds to me like the bride is definitely insecure and wanted to cause drama to seek attention on herself so the family will come running to her aid. Such a lame excuse, and I hope OP is markedly more beautiful than the cousin. OP needs to attend the family reunion looking like $1 million. Go on the appearance offensive and give her a real reason to dislike OP. I'm always caught in the crossfire with my sister. Basically, my family used me as a punching bag. I, 19 female, and my sister, 28 female, had a good thing going. After high school, she went to college for sales and finance to do real estate. She was nearly adult when she got into college because she graduated early. She got in the mix with her boyfriend. At that time, her boyfriend was 36 and they met because he was at a college party and he got to her. No one could tell her anything about him. It was crazy because she was deep in love with him. Our parents didn't approve of this relationship because they thought it would ruin her future. She ghosted everyone. No one knew that she dropped out until 2 weeks later. She wasn't leaving her boyfriend and no one could stop her. She only dropped out because he wanted her to, and I guess made her believe college wasn't good enough. My sister is very gullible and believes anything if you sound sincere about it. She stopped calling everyone. If we would call her, her phone would go right to voicemail. Anyway, she has kindergartner kids with her husband now, still going strong, recently had her baby on Mother's Day. I barely talk to her, off and on. She used to be fun to be around, but she finds fun in being with her kids, and that's good. She cooks all day, cleans, washes clothes, lost many friends. Now that I'm in college, I study finance as well. My sister didn't know because she never cared to ask because she has her own family now. I was surprised to get a call from her. We ended up having a deep conversation. That's when she finally asked what I was doing in college. I told her I was doing finances for real estate, and I guess something just clicked. She asked why I was copying her. It was so random for her to ask. I told her I wasn't copying her, but she threw multiple questions at me. She then asked if I thought I was better than her because I'm taking her spot. It was weird because she was going crazy. I was trying to calm down the situation, but she added to it. She was projecting on me, saying that I'm never going to be in her spot. I told her it wasn't my fault she became a mom and didn't finish college. I made her cry. She called our mom. My mom told me what an idiot I was being, and of course I second-guessed myself, so I might be wrong. A 28-year-old woman with kindergartner kids says, "Why are you copying me?" That says it all for me. You are not the idiot. When I got to that part, I said in my head, well, she doesn't have kindergartner kids and hasn't dropped out of college, so not really copying you now, is she? Kindergartner kids by 28 is nasty work. If she's still with that 47-year-old, I can see how that happened. Keep her barefoot and pregnant, reliant on you and beat down. Sad state of affairs, but college-age her wouldn't listen. But 28-year-old her hearing a lot now, huh? She's been baby-trapped with kindergartner kids in 11 years. Opie's parents did her older sister a great disservice. Should have got rid of the creep and brought the daughter home from school. She might have been smart enough to be there but lacked the maturity to be on her own. Man can't believe she's still with him, and I can imagine that relationship is an abusive one. He's probably controlling. OP, deep down she probably regrets dropping out of college and why she's basically attacking you now knowing you're majoring in what she was supposed to. She has no right taking her poor life decisions out on you. Don't apologize because she's going to keep doing this. If you graduate and get a good paying job, she'll be jealous. She'll be livid if you manage to get married and have a family on top of having a great career. She'll accuse you of copying her for daring to get married and have children. Your sister needs therapy.